Hello, everybody, and welcome to tonight's stream. Tonight we are once again continuing on with our playthrough of In Other Waters. So yeah, let's get right into it. All right. I just have to remember how to do stuff. Bay. Sample store. Really use fan dust. Ah, right, the fan dust, yeah. That oxygenates the water. That that'll spawn a new safe zone. I think it's this one. Carry oxygen stuff with me. Actually, I don't want to take these with me because I need them for scanning. Technically need to save one, so probably don't need to carry that much stuff. Yeah, I'll save room. Oh, that's what they are. They're in the lab. Dive map. We need to get over here. We're in the bloom. Right, we gotta head south around this. That's gonna be a hike. Alright, and we're trying to scan stuff in the bloom. Bad. Kills the microbial growth in the visor. Alright. Toxic waters. Nothing of interest. Just toxic stuff. Okay. Five-elf creature. Alright. I need this, I think. Yeah, there we go. Alright. Come on, clear the water up. Alright. Five-elf creature has saved us. It clumps in the way dense in the rock floor as if tunneling into the planet. I may have needed to bring more stuff. Oh, there we go. It even uses bloom fans. Finally get into this place, I'll update the base taxonomy logs. Alright. I definitely need all of these. I should have brought more oxygen stuff. Yeah, what are these? Bloom fan. Pale, delicate fans that feed on the bloom by filtering it through their bodies using catalytic dust to counter its toxicity. Well, away we go. Hope that's the right way. Strange little creatures are getting a big name. Bivalve bloom veins. Bloom veins, what do you think? I approve. I like it too. Log them into the taxonomy back at the base. Bloom growth. Oh, I'm running out of stuff. Get much from observing this stuff. Log the species, let's analyze the samples back at base. Oh, we're running out of stuff. Oh, our oxygen is very running out. Wish I could look at the whole map, that would be nice. Toxic waters. Oof. Rock outcrops. Okay. Definitely got to sample all of these. Is that it? What? There's no more samples. That's bad. Toxic waters. Hey, Patrick, welcome back. Bloom froth. Dark green bubbles that form in the moist, dense areas of the bloom where there is little current to provide water flow. Great. Alright. Oh, my O2 is draining quick. Oh, there's a thing. Corroded module. I need to get that corroded module, but ugh. This place was pressurized at some point. It must have taken months of work to establish this lab. Just weeks of corrosion for it to fall into ruin. Looks like Mino is gathering those mineral skeletons, studying them. What secrets have you uncovered, Mine? How were these strange silicon spheres worth all this? Nesting creatures. When their protective bubbles begin to fail, these creatures burst from their nest to repair them, forming out to weave more threads. Okay. Okay. Silicate skeletons. Ooh, sample candidate. More of those ornate skeletons. Let's give... Oh! Those give massive amounts of air. Let's go. Alright. Dissected skeletons. Mm-hmm. Okay. What's this one? Bubble edge. Beyond the bubble, the angular shape, the lab's second module sits silent, wrapped with cords of microbial growth. I need to go back up here and grab this sample. It's outside the field. It's up here. Yeah, that's good. Get this sample. Really? It's just outside of it? That's annoying. No bubbles. That's really annoying. Alright. Let's go. I was hoping I placed that right. I did not, in fact, place that right. Oh well. We got some more stuff that'll give us oxygen, though, so... That's some fuel. Okay. Still need to keep heading south. Dark opening. Down we go. Oh, we're not draining down here. That's nice. Steel passage. Mine must have laid this under the lab when she constructed it. The water is clear here, shielded from the microbial clouds. Hidden workshop. Machines glint in the dark, papers and tools lie still on stilt speckled surfaces. It is as if the scene has been frozen, captured in time. It's not just a lab, it's a workshop. She was building something down here. It's a suit. Looks like she was modifying an old atmospheric hard suit. How deep was she planning to go? These are verified for beyond 1,000 meters. I'm going to see what I can pull from the notes and documents here. Some of them are still partially readable. Lack of water flow must have kept them in good condition. She was definitely speccing this suit for use beyond the drop-off, modifying it with the silicate skeletons. Artificers, she calls them, exoskeletons of nanofibrous geothite, protecting a silicon carbide core. Pressure resistance of their exoskeleton is unprecedented for a biological material. That would take the depth rating of the hard suit well past 3,000 meters. Incredible. Why go over the drop-off at all? What was pushing her forward? She was incredibly driven, desperate even. She mentioned sending ROVs down to the abyssal plane, coupled together from bits of the base. All of them were lost, and her work on the suit failed. That's where the notes seemed to end. The most recent document mentions another way. Did she make it? How? The suit was so close to completion, why abandon it? We have to make that dive. If I can fix up this suit, we can take it over the drop-off. Perhaps Mine managed it. We need to follow. I can do this. We can do this. Let's get back outside and call in the drone. Alright. Back outside it is. Up we go. Drone, link. Come on, drone, hurry up. Get us out of here. Oh, we were out for 3.6 hours. Fun. Glad to see you're back online. Sorry for the rush, but we've got to move. Been going through Mine's notes from her lab, and from what I can tell, she attempted a free dive over the drop-off. That's why she left her suit behind. She must have opened it up and descended. I know what you're thinking. There's no way she could free dive thousands of meters to the ocean floor. But that's what she did, willingly. We are going after her. We need to dive now. I've been working on the suit, and it's almost ready. Used sections of Mine's failed hard suit to modify our suit. Now it's a full atmospheric dive suit. Internally, we should be able to maintain 1 atmosphere of pressure for me and that casing of yours. It'll work just like before, but our depth rating is massively increased. We can hit 2, maybe 3,000 meters. The suit is in the bay, so load whatever samples you need. I've marked the drop-off on the map. We can dive there directly and search for any evidence there. I have no idea why she would do this. It's suicide. But she seemed to believe she could do it. Get ready to go. I'll be waiting. Alright. Oh. Personal log 03, Dr. Ellery Vaz. 2216. Finding that laboratory in the bloom, it is almost like working with Mine again. I still have some good memories of Kepler 62F, hours diving beneath the ice in that crystalline ocean, sampling the mineral deposits that Mine claimed were evidence of life. Our synchronized rhythms in the lab, working silently but in concert. Lying beside her in the too narrow berth, the creak of pack ice rattling down the base's spine. But those memories come with unwelcome ones attached. Ones of Mine's quiet judgment, her deep sadness, her flaring anger. For a few short months, that subglacial ocean was ours, blocked from the universe outside by 5 kilometers of ice. Its secrets were our own. But then Mine had other secrets too. It seems like I will never escape her secrets. Here I am living among them, drowning in them, picking through them in search of answers. Evie. Sample analysis. I need to unload stuff and do some analysis. Alright, lab analysis of that complete. Analyze this. Oh, I can't analyze that yet. Can I analyze this yet? Yep, okay. So I still need at least one of these in storage. But all of these I can use for different stuff. I don't know what I'm going to need on the trip, though, which is a little annoying. Bay. I'm gonna save. I'm gonna drop a save here. And continue. And we'll see what we need. Alright. Oh, taxonomy, right. Bivalve bloom vein. Behavior. Let's see. Sampling and analyzing bubble growths from the bloom shows that they are a form of algae, but with incredible adaptability. They have a distinctive chemical structure, but notable to the study of bloom veins is the presence of a compound similar to domoic acid within bloom bubbles. Domoic acid is a neurotoxin known to produce memory loss and confusion in animals, which suggests that the erratic and frantic feeding behavior of bloom veins when feeding is in reality a form of frenzy brought on by the consumption of the neurotoxin. How this process isn't deadly to the bloom veins is unclear. The volumes of neurotoxin they are consuming are vast, enough to kill a human adult. Perhaps if I can directly examine a bloom vein, or at least its shell, I can understand their resistance. Ah, the bloom fan. Close analysis of the fan dust shows that the fan catalyzes the bloom's microbes into massively increasing their oxygen production, to the point that the cells themselves are torn apart by the oxygen that bubbles out from within them. This is why bloom fans can be heard to be fizzing when in close proximity, and suggests that oxygen is the primary nutrient that the fans acquire from filtering. Interestingly, this analysis suggests that the bloom's microbes are oxygen-producing by nature, and may be a form of algae. It is only their sheer density blocking their access to sunlight, which means they no longer produce oxygen, but instead choke and poison the ocean. Meanwhile, it seems unlikely that the fans live on oxygen alone. What other nutrient sources might bloom fans use to support themselves? Bloom froth. Laboratory analysis of the froth has shown that each large bead in the bloom froth is a single microbial colony bound by a gelatinous film. Much like terrestrial cyanobacteria of the order Nosticales. However, unlike this terrestrial species, the bloom froth displays an incredible ability to actively modify their internal chemistry to whatever conditions they find themselves in. Most bloom froth appears to have diverted to consuming metallic compounds, found in unusual abundance in the region of the bloom, rather than sunlight. This has led to the bacteria outputting large volumes of neurotoxins rather than oxygen. It is this which has left the bloom both anoxic and toxic. To understand more, we need to find the source of this destructive bacteria. Let me guess, it was us, we ruined it. Humans. That's usually how these go, right? Alright, sample store. What can we take with us? I'm gonna take some fan dust, because fan dust is useful. Bloom bubble's good. That's good stuff. Oh, sphere fragments. Those are very good for oxygen. spark colonies. Those are fuel. Stock segments, fuel. Bright pollen is fuel and air. Take some bright pollen. Spark colony for fuel. I think our biggest problem is probably going to be air, but I'll take a nest workers to deploy an air pocket. Yeah, we'll go with that. Why can't I dive map? Oh, okay. It's off of here. The drop off. Oh, it comes off of the central reef? Interesting. That is interesting. So I'm actually gonna need, if it's there, I'm actually gonna need like fuel, I think? Or air more than fuel. So I don't need this, because we're not going through the, or these, because we're not going through the bloom. That's 10-15. Okay. Alright. 40%, 10%, 0%. I'll take these with me, because they're oxygen. Maybe I do take both of these with me. Okay. Yeah, this should be fine. Yeah, okay, we'll go with that. Central Reef, so we gotta head this way. I'm not gonna bother to try and collect all of the collectibles. That would be... I'm just gonna be doing the plot, I think. There's a lot of collectibles. Alright. I'm stuck. I think we want to go Northern Passage? Yeah. Northern Edge. From here, the reef descends into the unseen deep. Spores spiral by in the fast-flowing water. What else lies out there? Side of the shelf is sliced at by the plant's oceanic currents. Look at those flecks of organic material. Being cycled back into the reef's ecosystem, drifting from unseen places out in the ocean. Be part of some vast process. Do you think we'll ever understand the cycles of this ocean? Perhaps you're right. What could we hope to understand in the time we have? Do we head north off here? No? Okay, well, it's not here. How do I get there? It's not from here. From over here? Or do I go directly to the dive? Maybe I go directly to the dive? Let me get the drone. I'm gonna go back. Actually just... Oh, we can just go to the drop-off. Okay. I didn't think we'd go directly to it. We had to reach it, but oh well. Back with me? We're 20 seconds from the ocean floor. Good. It's getting lonely in here. We're descending fast. The drop is huge. 1.5 kilometers down. Let's stay focused. We have no data on this zone of the ocean. Light of, at least say 667 cc's 3 stars barely makes it this deep. I've got my headlamps on. It'll have to be my eyes. I want to work my way along the slope to the northeast. We're looking for any trace of Mine, or the ROVs she sent down here. We'll get to it. Alright. The dusk slopes. Beyond the reach of the suit's lamps, the slopes descend slowly into the dark towards the abyssal plain. Still waters. The heavy currents of the upper ocean don't reach down here, leaving the water still and silent, sediment suspended in the column. Pale glow. The bioluminescent glow drifts through the silt, faint but noticeable chemical blue. Ooh. That looks neat. What is that? Tangled Veil. Creature. These silken creatures are almost transparent apart from those lights. What are they? These drifting veils of material appear to be creatures of some kind. They are pulsing faintly with pinpricks of light. This veil stretches away from the tangle of the group, reaching towards new territories. Ah, there's a whole bunch of them. Tangled Veil. In the headlamps of the suit, I can occasionally see a vein-like texture to the surface of these veils. What substance sustains them? The veils are gathered in groups, which I am calling tangles. They seem to be intentional formations, but for what purpose? Veil edge. Through their soft, shifting forms... Though their soft, shifting forms can be hard to see, this seems to mark the edge of one of the veils. Field of Veils. Diaphanous veils twitch suspended in the water. They are seeded with pinpricks of bioluminescence, like distorted star fields. Let's go look. Tangled Veil. The lights the veils produce come directly from beneath their skin. They shift from transparent to light-emitting in undulating waves. Veil passage. Between these two veils, some clear water is visible, a temporary corridor between two hanging sheets. Surrounded on all sides by drifting sheets of bioluminescence, this space is a fluid, shifting interior. Let's go through the passage. Probably should have brought more fuel than oxygen stuff. Tangled Veil. Though tangled and without any clear sensory organs, these creatures seem to have a strong control over their position in the water. Studded along the veils are the remains of creatures that have been confused by the lights and caught by these transparent hunters. Great! Okay, let's not get caught in them then. Gap between the veils, is it that these are two competing individuals, or is this just a temporary separation of a single group? Digesting Veil, sample candidate. At closer inspection, these veils are jeweled with the half-digested remains of their life, passing conveyor-like from one veil to the next. Veil edge. Maybe I can go in there and grab it. Snare Veil. New species logged. I'm naming these strange creatures snare veils. They're such beautiful traps. Wide, delicate silken panels of bioluminescent cells. They work in unison to entrap and digest creatures which come too close. Light patterns. This veil is blinking the same sequence of lights over and over. Perhaps this is a way of attracting curious prey into their grip. Okay. I can't go through there. Ah, we take damage for passing through. Interesting. Alright. So I should have packed more fuel and less oxygen stuff. Good to know, good to know. Digested remains. Oh well. We'll be okay. I think. Probably. Yeesh. Yeah, that hurts. Alright. We got samples though. We only need to keep one. I didn't mean to tell anyone about this place. The life here. It's the biggest discovery in human history. Do you think she is trying to protect it? Probably. Then why bring me here? Maybe she expects me to keep her secrets too. She always had her secrets. This feels bigger than that. Dark water. Away from the veils, the water returns to its inky darkness, resisting the strong beams of the suit's lamps. Silt bank. Silt has gathered around the base of two large outcrops, forming a natural respite from the steady downward pitch of the slopes. Layered outcrop. Dark basalt layers rise up out of the slope, like fractured towers, each jagged layer carrying drifts of silver silt. Basalt tower. These dark towers of angular stones are the telltale signs of volcanic processes active under the planet's surface. ROV debris. What must be one of Mine's improvised remote vehicles lies twisted in the silt. Could it have been disabled by the veils? Maybe. This debris. It's one of Mine's ROVs. Wait, to my left, is that... human? It's her. Static body. Is that... Ugh. She's here. She's alive. We were reading life signs and she is breathing. That can't be right. How long has she been here, lying in the silt? We have to bring her back to the base, but I don't... Okay, focus Ellery. What do? We can use the ROV to boost our signal to the base, send for the drone, then we can start the ascent. Get me back to the ROV debris and hook us up with the terminal. Yeah, how is she down here? You know, 1,500 meters? Like, okay, terminal available. Okay, we're synced. Call the drone now. We need to get her out of here. Ah, 5.1 hours. You're back. I need to talk. I'm on the medical level. She's totally unresponsive. I don't know what to do. I don't even understand how she is still alive. Keep going back to the image of her, blue, silent, staring out of the silt. a thin stream of bubbles flickering from her mouth. How long had she been there? The pressure alone should have crushed her at that depth. This doesn't make sense. But she is alive. I need to talk to her, but nothing. I want to understand. I want to know what is going on here. I haven't seen her in years, not since she left. And now, here she is. Do you ever imagine all the things you're going to say to a person when you see them again? I wanted to scream at her, to whisper to her, to tell her. I came here for her. I don't know why I did, but I did. I think it's because I had to. I had to hope for something to change, for there to be an explanation, for those months we spent together to mean something again. Sorry, I'm not making any sense. This makes twice. 2 times she turned my life upside down. At least this time I knew what I was signing myself up for. It's not like I had anywhere else to be. The further I am from that dying planet, the better. What comes next? We keep going. She was looking for something out here, something important enough to leave her like this. It's our turn to take that forward, to find that explanation. I think she built that lab in the Bloom to study these mineral skeletons. Artificers, she called them. But something was leading her deeper, beyond the drop-off. Let's start with those ROVs she sent out. Maybe they found something we didn't. I'll mark their last known positions on the dive map, and I'll be here until you are ready to go. Right? Oh, 4. Personal log 4. 2216, Dr. Ellery Voss. She is still alive. I never thought I would see her again, not after she sliced the core from the base on Kepler 62F and took the shuttle to God knows where. I spent weeks slowly freezing in that base, waiting for the Baikal team to come get me. After that, it all fell apart. There was never any life on Kepler 62F. Mine had faked the whole thing. She wanted the data core she knew Baikal would provide when she gave them evidence of first contact. Baikal blamed me, and my work as a consulting biologist collapsed. I limped back to Earth to take a post-grad position on that dying planet. There's little need for marine biologists in a place where the only oceanic life is kept in tourist-choked reserves. That's where I stayed, watching the endless exodus of humans with enough money to leave, looking out across the dead ocean at the pinpricks of their shuttles' rocket flares, until Mine called me here. I should blame her for everything, but I just want to know why. Perhaps now, if she ever wakes up, I can ask her. Okay, there's our dive map. Sample store. A whole bunch of stuff. Okay. Time to do some analysis. Hadn't updated. Funny. Okay. Digested remains. Lab analysis complete. Alright. I can't analyze these yet. Nope. Lab. Taxonomy. Spore catcher. Oh. Theories. Analysis of the spore catcher egg shows a strong correlation between the minerals it contains and the minerals present within the catcher's favored spores. It seems that through the spores, stalks are able to affect the catcher's egg production, therefore controlling the volume, traits, and behavior of catchers within any area of the reef. In a sense, the stalks have domesticated the catchers, leaving the two intrinsically linked to... I've already seen that. Why did it show it again? Weird. Snare veil. Analysis of unknown remains found nearby Veil Tangle shows that this creature captures and kills its prey through an electrical charge. This charge, presumably produced by electric organs that sit beneath the Veil's outer membrane, can produce incredibly high voltage outputs, and the remains analyzed show significant damage from these electrical discharges. The remains also suggest that the Veils use electrical pulses to control the muscles, nervous systems of captured creatures, forcing them to swim deeper into the grip of the Veil when captured. The Veil's manipulation of electrical signals seems highly nuanced, and they may also use them for the detection of prey and even communication between individuals. In order to confirm these theories, analysis of Veil tissue is necessary, although this may prove difficult. Mina Nomura. Comatose state, muscle loss apparent, erratic brain activity, administering sedative. Let's check our dive map. I need to get here. Sample request, bloom froth source. Highest levels of toxicity surround this hole in the bloom's central ridge. If we get below this point, we could sample the bloom's source. Great. Great. That's a sample request. Right. Okay, those are sample requests. Never mind. So I've got to get out to here. And to here. That's like way out there. Okay, so I'm gonna need to transport fuel with me. Lick the bloom. Ah, well, you see. We've already done that quite a bit, and it's a bad idea. Alright, well, we need to get... I guess we'll go this way first. No, wait, I need to... we need to sample store. We need fuel, not oxygen. Okay, I don't need the stock bark anymore. The killer smells spicy, right. So what does this do? Stock bark. Oh no, that's fine. I don't need the stock bark. Stock spores are used for a thing. I need stock root. Need oxygen later, maybe. Stock segment we've already scanned. Oh, these are good for fuel. Actually, I'll take those instead of these, just to preserve my singles. Yeah, I'll take those. Take one of those. That should be fine. Dive map. Let's go. Okay. Debris trail. Collecting debris from the disabled ROV traces back into the sand. Volcanic outcrop. Unmistakably basalt formed in some volcanic trench eons ago. This outcrop is outlined by the faint light of Gliese 667c's suns. Okay, we're going this way first. To the eastern plain. East of the ridge, a small rise opens into a flat plain of dimpled silt. Silt plain, a featureless expanse lit flatly by the suit's lamps. Bubbling sands. An occasional silver bubble breaks the surface of the flat silt, carrying a cloudy trail of sediment behind it. Sediment trails. Repeated trails of unknown creatures mark the sand, wandering back and forth across the rippled surface. Cold water seeps. Bubbles of methane trickle out from beneath the silt, creating silvery columns wreathed in sand. Pockmarks. Ahead, the seeps have created small craters in the seabed where brine is gathering in clouded pools. Oh, neat. Yep, that'd be brine pools, alright. Brine pools. Shimmering landscape of ghostly pools stretches out into lamps, dense brine sitting in the craters like undersea ponds. Brine pools. Methane seeps here must be forming them. Pools themselves will be toxic and also anoxic. Let's navigate carefully. They're beautiful fog-skinned puddles sunk into the seabed, but they are dangerous. Great, I'm gonna take oxygen damage, aren't I? The seeps imprint the geological patterns of the underlying rock into the silt, forming both deep pools and untouched rises. Yep. Okay. Minor oxygen damage. It's not so bad. Creature tracks. Patterns of dents in the sand show the paths of the feathery creatures that cross from pillar to pillar in slow and purposeful loops. Pool network. A complex pattern of pools fills the seabed, shimmering with toxic chemistry. Oh, I think we found the creatures. Oh yeah, we did. Crab-like creature. Crawling creatures seem to keep to themselves. Let's keep track of where we find them. This crab-like creature is moving slowly across the seafloor with a large, translucent crest protruding from its back. Bristling fronds. These swaying fronds, are they a colony or a single creature? I'll start recording my observations. These feathery fronds are growing along the edge of the brine, waving their matted, leaf-like limbs through the water. Frond pools. The waving shapes of complex fronds caress the surface of the pools, sweeping the brine into wispy shapes. Crab-like creature. On closer inspection, the large, translucent crest appears to be a gas-filled organ or bubble of some kind, rising from a slit in the shell. Bristling fronds. Each of the many limbs of these branching creatures is carefully dipped into the brine pools one by one before pulling back. Transparent shells? Does sound kind of neat. Glistening bubble. A mucus bubble sits on the silt, shed from the back of the bubble-skinned creatures, which are trekking the perimeter of the pools. Let's go grab a sample. Oh, that's a problem. Yeah, let's not go over here. Okay, samples. What is this? Mucus bubble. Multi-chambered mucus bubble found on the ocean floor. Gross. Bristling fronds. Occasionally this creature will sweep its limbs back into the hairy mass of its body before thrusting them out again. What is it doing? Frond patterns. While some pools transition into bare sand, others are choked with fronds. Oh. Stilt-legged stone. This tall crab-like creature towers above the brine pool. How can these creatures survive out here among the brine? I'll start keeping notes on their behavior. Unusual assortment of rocks, shells, and bones adorn its back. Bristling fronds. The thick hairs of each frond seem to be mottled with a reddish substance. Does it grow here amongst the hairs? Methane seep. Among the pools, a pillar of shining bubbles rise up towards the surface. Microbial mats. Bright orange carpets of microbial growth gathered beneath the waving fronds stretch away from the pool. We could sample them here. Bristling fronds. When a limb is removed from the brine, the red substance matted into the hair seems to glow brighter, shifting in color. Oh, got a bunch of samples. Okay. Sandy Rise. From this slight elevation, the gleaming surface of a huge brine lake can be seen out to the east. Frond colonies. The dipping motion of the fronds as they filter the brine creates a hypnotic sense of motion along the edge of the lake. Bristling frond. It seems that the substance caked into these creatures' hair is reacting to the brine somehow. Perhaps it is helping them feed. Anything happen when we get closer? Ah. Glistening bubble. Good. Yeah, that's totally gonna burn. But we have ads, so we shall be back in a couple of minutes. Don't go away. We'll be right back in a little bit with more In Other Waters. All right, and we're back. Just switch this back over. There we go. Oh, there's a message log. Interesting. I missed that last time. Okay, so that's a sample candidate. Well, guess nothing ventured, right? Yeah, we take a bit of burn for that. Aha. Crab-like creature. It's wandering creatures noisily chew away at the rock and silt of the ocean floor, filtering it for nutrients, perhaps. Hey, brine eaters! Branching feathery fronds. I'll log these creatures as brine eaters. Take a look at my observations back at base. Alongside brine pools, carefully dipping their matted and stained limbs in and out of the brine. Wait, we can just... glowing shape. We can just walk into the brine. A faint pulsing glow, like lightning in a storm, can be seen beneath the cloudy brine. Brine shore. Here, the complex of pools melts into the lake, which shines with a toxic intensity. Can anything live out here? Out there. And just sample. Another mucus bubble. Okay. Just gonna use that. I'm gonna try and grab this. This is gonna be dangerous. And we gotta sample it quickly. Okay. Stilt leg stone. Seeing this creature take dead remains from the brine pool and decorate itself with them. Trophies of shell and bone. Great. What did we pick up? Brine shell. Glowing shell found among the brine stained with chemicals. Brine mat. Okay. I'm gonna go this way, but then I'm gonna double back, I think. Unless there's a way out up ahead. The brine lake is vast. I can see the other side. It might be hiding within its toxic fog. Do you think life might survive out there? It's true that this planet has shifted my ideas about what is survivable. Perhaps there is something out there, waiting to be discovered. Crab-like creature. Different individuals of this species seem to have varying sizes of bubbles on their backs. Are they carrying oxygen in there? Brine waves. Something out in the dark is sending slow waves to this burning beach. What could live out there? Deep crater. This hole cuts deep into the bedrock of the plain. Could this be caused by a seep? It looks more like an impact crater. Pool network. Brine pools mark the plain on all sides. I missed the scan. Densely packed around the vast lake. Okay, so I'm gonna go up here and scan, because I think there's creatures moving around here quickly. Maybe. Lake Causeway. It's out towards the vast brine lake to the east, cutting between deep pools. Like the shallow seep marks in the south, these deep craters plunge through the silt into the bedrock. Aha, knew it. Fast creature. These rapid-swimming lobster-like creatures have dark shells with very large translucent tails. How do they move so fast? These creatures are so fast. Dark coloring makes them hard to see, but let's keep track of them. Microbial mats. Ah, sample candidate. Let's see. More microbial mats. Okay. Ping. Pool network. Pools like fogged cauldrons model the seafloor. Bacterial mats bring bright smears of color to the scene. Okay, I'm gonna go down here. Brine shore. Here the lake shore extends out of sight, and the other side of this vast depression is too far out into the dark to be seen. Nothing? Okay. Lake edge. Haze lifting from the lake and the pools all around make visibility very poor. Vague shapes flit in and out of columns of bubbles. Burning beach. The edge of the lake is stained with brightly colored bacterial mats, which recede beneath the cloudy, toxic mass of the brine itself. Stilt-leg stone creature. Blue smears glow faintly on the remains piled on this strider's back. These bioluminescent creatures are chemical phenomena. Brine Lake. The water is a blinding milky white flow in the headlamps. That's gonna melt me if I go out there. Toxic waters. Sorry, I can hear the brine eating away at the suit. Yep, let's not. I'll come back when I have more oxygen stuff. Because I have the gear to go out there. I just need to do it with better stuff for the job. Brine shore. This is bigger than any seep I've seen on Earth. The volume of methane trapped in the bedrock must be impossibly vast. Sand Peninsula. A thin strip of sand pushes out into the lake, surrounded by toxic pools. Pale rise. A small bank of silt is slowly slipping away beneath the cloudy surface of the brine pools. Silt strip. Between the wall of the ridge and the corroded shelf is a wide strip of pale and silvery silt. Silt Island. Hemmed in by toxic pools, small rise looks out across a landscape of deep craters and unrelenting darkness. Well, this is a clear walk. Draining pool. Some of these more northern pools are emptying of brine, leaving only shallow layers at their base. Try and go to the Silt Island. I think I can get there without burning. Yes, I can. Crater pattern. Radial pattern of depressions in the rock suggests debris expanding outward from an impact point. Ah, glistening bubble. This bubble shed from the back of a creature sits on top of a small pile of silt as if it were an egg. Flat rock. A stained slab of basalt juts out of the brine pools, providing a tiny safe zone from the toxic liquid. These aren't seep pools. Something impacted the seafloor here. Meteors? How did they get so deep? Or could some creature have left these? Sandy rise. Small plain is strangely clear of creature tracks. They must not cross into the northern zone. Get a sample. Oh, we're full. Okay. Guess I do have the means to get across the acid. Sort of. Yeah. I just don't want to use all of it, but... Ah, there's the ROV. The ROV must have been attracted by some signal among the pools, but it became another victim of the corrosive brine. Pool network. Pools seem to cover a huge part of the seabed, radiating out from the lake in ornate patterns. One of Mine's ROVs. It looks like this one was disabled by the brine. Supplies Mine equipped it with are still intact though, we can resupply. Open the terminal and let's see what this little guy found down here. Updata. Oh wow, you found something big, didn't you, little guy? It looks like... Is that a wreck? Incredible. The debris field stretches all the way northwest from here. Must have been large, a freighter or research vessel. We have to go see this thing. Come on. We can head back to base after. Alright. Guess we're heading northwest. Debris field. Whatever caused the string of impact craters, parts of it lie all around. Huge, jointed forms of corroded metal. Here's the edge of the debris trail. Something sank here, and by the spread of debris, exploded. It's been here for years, decades. The metal is corroded to little more than a frame. That means Mine wasn't the first person to come here. Something big happened here, something no one was meant to find. Corroded debris. This huge piece of debris has been distorted and twisted by the brine, leaving it totally unrecognizable. Metal lumps. Bulbous rust-red lumps are scattered across the pale sand like seeds, thrown to the wind. Twisted frame. The spars of the frame stick out of the sand like fractured ribs, fronds, and other growths, closing the gaps between them. Fractured plates. The broad, flat plates of the wreck sit at right angles to each other, forming a complex of angular walls. Silt strip. Curved strip forms a narrow walkway between the pools beside the wreck. Split in what must have once been the vessel's hull allows passage into the overgrown interior. Okay, we're gonna go this way first and then come back. Take a little bit of burn, should be fine. But I want to get some more scans. Wreck Oasis. Warm glow lights the cracked and corroded skin of the twisted plates in sharp relief. Pale petals. Trefoil petals which gather around... What are these petal-shaped creatures? They only grow around the glowing fans. Let's start logging data. Oh. Aha, more crab-like creature. Each one of these shelled creatures seems to have its own territorial loop, an area of seafloor it systematically searches through. Trefoil petals which gather around the glowing fans of the teeth angle themselves towards the light like expectant children. Bright fan. Like the fans found in the bloom, these fans seem to play a central role in the ecosystem here. I'm going to start recording data. These creatures are fan-shaped filter feeders, however, these variants glow with a cold fire. Eaten fronds. Fronds crowd this piece of debris, some eaten away by the local grazers. Broken limbs lie all around. We could sample one of the smaller pieces. Glowing fan. And it's tucked itself side of a vast corroded plate, forming an oasis in the shadow of the wreck. I'm full. Okay. Okay, I've got more samples than I can gather, so... Because I am full of stuff. So I'm going to leave those. Oh. Hey, Brine Strider. Call these mournful creatures Brine Striders. They're walking lanterns calling out in the dark. Stilt-legged, crab-like creature that clears the brine pool of dead remains, providing a habitat for glowing life on its wide shell. Let me go back this way. I want to go into the ship. Melted corridor. Brine has left everything but the vaguest shape of the vessel impossible to define. Ovoid creature. These pale, pulsing creatures seem so passive. I'm going to start taking notes on them. Oh, we can zoom in and out. Weird. Alright. So ovoid creatures sit pulsing on the edge of the deep oasis. They're glassy and soft, like partially boiled, shellless eggs. Entering the main body of the wreck now. It's little more than a husk. Possible to tell anything from these rusted plates. Whose ship was this? Local ecosystem looks to have been scraping away at this thing for decades. Nothing much left for us. We're going bay. This bay, perhaps once a cargo hold, is being scraped away at by frond-like creatures, releasing flakes of orange rust into the water. Ovoid creature. When close to these creatures, you can feel the pull of their strong filtering action as they absorb water and push it through their bodies. Sealed locker. Half buried in the sand, the industrial seals on the equipment locker have held. It must have been protected from the crash within this bay. Industrial locker, you say? Look. Sealed dive suit locker. Let's see if we can get it open. I think I can lever... Yes, it's open. There's not a lot here. Wait. This cutting torch looks clean enough. With a little work, this could be salvaged. Is this Bicol tech? Hard to tell. Looks compatible with this suit, though. I'll stow it and see what I can do with it when we get back to base. Breach plates. Plates at the wreck buckle and bend outwards here, bent away by some huge interior force. Impact craters. Creatures clustered around the vessel suggest an explosive force of some considerable magnitude. Ovoid creature? These creatures seem to produce small branching buds in the same way that a hydra grows a clone of itself in order to reproduce. Ovoid creature. At this creature's interior sits a sphere, surrounded by a reflective membrane bathed in light, with transparent sections in its body. Melted debris. Most of the wreck must have already been lost to the brine. Only this section remains, precariously settled on a silt bank. Ah, finally. I like to call these lung crests. Those bubbles they carry on their backs are so cumbersome. Hey, what is this? Lung crest. A shelled crab-like creature which scavenges the ocean floor in search of nutrients. Carries a mucus-lined bubble on its back. Flooded craters. Could this set of seeps have been created by the wreck's impact? Perhaps it breached the bedrock, protecting the methane below. Wreck garden. Whatever its origin, the wreck here has become a sanctuary for the ocean's life. There is a beauty in its reclamation. None of this adds up. If there's a wreck here, then there were people. And if there were people, well, why doesn't everyone know about this place, about its incredible life? Spent centuries looking for life outside of Earth and found nothing. I've seen so many dead planets, so many barren worlds, certified each one of them clear of life. Just so an exoplanet extraction corp can pick them clean for maximum profit. Strip mine them for the resources our ever expanding species needs. This place is impossible, one in millions, and yet it is already marked by our greedy fingerprints. Who brought this ship here? This has to be the history Mine wanted to uncover. Let's head back to base. There's more to find, I'm sure of it. Wreck edge. North of here, the debris field fades away as the ocean floor slopes towards the abyssal plain. Alright, so that's the end of the wreck. Let's go back to base. .6 hours of downtime. Something has happened. Come to medical now. Mine is growing. I haven't dared to go in. Can't make sense of the readouts. Her vitals are unreadable, but she is still alive. Whatever kept her alive on the slopes is changing her somehow. I've been sat here watching her. I don't know what to do. Do you think she is in pain? How can you know? Her brain is active, but she's unresponsive. There are procedures. Every base stack is equipped with quarantine systems. You can authorize the lab to be purged. End it now. Is that still Mine? I can't... What do you think? Should I authorize the purge? No, you're right. That's Mine. I didn't come all this way just to... Need to monitor her to try to understand what is happening here. Thank you. Yeah, quarantine, don't purge. It's only you and me, like systems AI of some sort. Find the answers together. Okay, we can do this. Picked up that cutting torch from the debris field. I hope it helps. I need some answers. Let's find that other ROV. Dr. Ellery Vaz. Is Mine still Mine? What has this place done to her? I have barely been able to leave the medical level, though I dare not enter the surgery. Did she do this by choice? For those few months on Kepler 62F, it was clear that Mine was struggling with something. We never spoke about it, but behind her intensity lay a frenzied self-doubt. She never talked about her family. All I knew was that she was a rare spacer, born out in the black on some orbital military base. Some days she wouldn't leave the berth, just curled up so small, staring silently out. Would she do this on purpose? Open up her suit and willingly slip into the deep? I suppose it doesn't matter now. All I can do is monitor her. At least I am not alone. Okay, we got a bunch of samples. See which ones I can actually scan in the lab. Analysis complete. Oh, the mucus bubble. Okay. I scan this. Yep, Brine Strider. Alright. Got this. Brine Eater. Okay. This one? Yep. Brine Eater. The lab. Taxonomy. Terminal sounds like a Tomb song. Wow, I'm missing a whole section of stuff, but that's not surprising. Lungcrest. Behavior. After finding a shed Lungcrest bubble, it has been possible to analyze its contents. The majority of the bubble is filled with oxygen with some amounts of methane, nitrogen, and carbon dioxide. It seems that in its processing of minerals and compounds found in the silt and rock of the ocean floor, lungcrests are able to produce and process these gases, perhaps with the help of a bacterial symbiont living inside their bodies. But what are they producing these bubbles for? It could be that they are defensive structures, able to be shed and popped when the relatively slow-moving and vulnerable lungcrests need to escape. But then why the carefully bandaged cocktail of gases? Further investigation is needed. In particular, we should look to inspect a lungcrest shell. Brine strider. Analysis of a brine-clogged shell reveals a complex chain of chemical reactions. Among this chemical richness, a form of extramophile bacteria feeds on the brine's chemical traces. When the striders collect these remains, they also collect the bacterial colonies that live on them. Removed from the brine, but still feeding on the chemical-saturated shells and bones, these bacterial colonies produce a bright glow, a side effect of their metabolism. Do the striders know that they are turning themselves into pale beacons? What is the nature of the relationship between these bacteria and the striders? I need to understand more about the life cycle of a strider and how they grow to such heights. Brine eaters. Behavior. Analyzing samples of the bacteria which grow among the hairs of the brine eaters' fronds has shown that it is their main source of nutrition. This bacteria, which is extremophile in nature, is able to metabolize the toxic brine the eater dips it into. The eater repeatedly dips the bacteria into the brine in order to regulate its growth, with each dip causing a rapid increase in reproduction within the bacterial colony. When the eater's limb is thick with orange microbes, it then wipes it across another frond where much of the bacteria is quickly digested by the creature, leaving just enough behind on the limb to regrow the colony. It seems the name brine eater is a misnomer. It is the bacteria which eats the brine. The eaters just consume the bacteria. Theories. Inspecting the tissue of a brine eater shows that despite a full nervous system, they have no central brain. In fact, regeneration present in the tissue sample suggests that a brine eater could be regrown from just a single piece of an individual, and is highly resistant to predatory damage. With no central self to orient themselves around, brine eaters are a highly resilient form of life, which is perhaps how they have come to exist in one of the harshest environments of Glisay 667cc, the shore of a brine lake. They are so resilient, in fact, that I would expect the brine eaters and their variants might be found all across this ocean, each one grown from the smallest fragment of one original individual deep in the past of this planet. Sketch. Ooh. Neat. Alright. Mine Nomura. Error. Vital signals unclear. Foreign genetic material detected. Rapid tissue growth. Error. Great. Great. Oh, let's see. Sample store. So I'm not going into the brine. I'm going somewhere else. So I probably need a mix of the two things I've already scanned. What things do I no longer need to scan? I don't need any of these except for these ones, so... Brine Eater host? It's entirely possible. Alright, gonna take an oxygen. This one's a good mix of the two. That's an oxygen one. I need some, like... Okay, get a structural one. That's oxygen, that's structural oxygen mix, that's oxygen, and we'll go one more structural. Is this structural? Yeah, that's structural. Okay, we'll go with those. Dive map. Oh, there is a thing out here in the brine pools. What is this? Sample request, brine strider carapace. Out in the brine lake. Okay. So the brine pools is a deploy location. That's interesting. Why can't I click on that one? It's weird. Alright, let's head north. Means we gotta go this way and this way this time. Declining slope. The Vale floor descends rapidly away from the ridge in this direction, toward a field of shadowy outcrops. What's this? Oh, it's the cutter. Interesting. Salt towers. Shadowed gap. In the shadow of the towers, there is a deep silence. Pale passage. From between the towers, pale blue light flickers over the rocks. What is this? Wide gap. Flanked by the towers, this path leads even deeper down the slope. Let's go this way first. Ah, more of these guys. Okay. Veil tangle. Veils reach out towards the black basalt towers, emanating flashes of cyan light. More veils. You need to be careful. Has to be a way to find the path through. I mean, I could travel through these, or I could go around. Maybe going around would be better. Gap opens up between the veils, allowing passage between their gauzy bodies. Let's go this way and see if there's a way around this way. Done. Oh. Complex creature. Massive tentacles and growths, unlike anything I've seen. It's difficult to understand the anatomy of these creatures. What's that? It looks like a whole menagerie of creatures caught in a silken net. It's difficult to understand the anatomy of these creatures just by looking. Okay. Oh, this is going to take us around? Veil field. Veils shimmer along the slope, marked with both glittering lights and the dark remains of those creatures who strayed too close. Great. Strobing veil. Close to a veil, light is unbearably intense, its repeated patterns leaving ghosts on my retinas. Great, I gotta either punch through. I guess we punch through. Take some damage. Yeah, that hurts, but we're okay. I guess the other way gets you through without getting hit. And on the far side of the tangle, the veil's lights can be overwhelming, multiplying my shadow in all directions. Points of light. The blinding veils behind me, I notice smaller pinpricks of light moving across the slope. There are other creatures here. Let's see. Really? That hit me? Okay, sure, whatever, game. Splitting veil. It's in the process of splitting away from the rest of its body. Is how veils are born? Or is this an injury? Ah, yeah, okay, so that's the clear path. The other way is the you take damage path. Interesting. Oh well, that's fine. I got plenty of stuff on me. Oxygen. No, that's just oxygen. This one, that's, yeah. Munch. Water bulbs. Partially transparent, egg-shaped creatures. These cryptic creatures' water bulbs. Let's see what we can uncover about them back at the lab. Partially transparent, egg-shaped creatures which feed by filtering water. A strange sphere sits inside their iridescent interior. Overgrown outcrop. This outcrop hides a wealth of life, from long-legged crawlers and filter feeders to blurred shapes which flit through the suit's lamps. Really? Pale petals. Each of the wide petals has patterns of stomata and stamen across its surface. From these, some kind of pollen is drifting out in clumps. Glowing fan. Oh, for... Great. So I'm just gonna have to deal with... random things jabbing me. Complex creature. Fast creature. Better look at these creatures shows they are swimming with their rear legs while using their tails to propel themselves somehow. Pale petals. Closer inspection, these petals are solid growths, not fragile objects. Sit like thin tree stumps in the sand, each on its own wide stalk. Deep oasis. I can just sample here. Fan sheath. Ovular growths. What else do I have to repair? A spark colony. Okay, let's go here and get a sample. Deep pollen. Downward slope. Away from the outcrop, silty slope begins to descend again. Down we go. Great. Bright veils. Just angle of veils stretches out ahead, producing a cyan light that softly flickers in the dark. Veil field. Large field of veils. This pale blue light appears unpleasantly cold in comparison to the warmth of the oasis. No wonder Mine's ROVs never returned. These veils are everywhere. Like on Earth, they must rely on predation to survive this deep, where little sunlight reaches. Tangled veils. Oof. Fast thing. Veil clearing. Who knows how temporary these gaps in the walls veils are? We should make use of them while we can. Okay. Hypnotic lights. There's beauty in being inside the field of veils. Song of light that makes it impossible to keep a sense of direction. These looped veils are carrying a wave of light that passes from one individual to another and back again. What does this mean? Alright. Veil field. Veils here create a set of gauzy walls closing off the ocean around. Veil passage. An avenue between the veils, flickering shapes caught in the suit's lamp suggest other creatures make use of this safe passage too. Veil edge. Like city lights beyond a curtain, I can see the warm pinpricks of an oasis beyond this waxy veil. There's so many ways through here. Translucent shell. Oh, it's a sample. Dang it. Some creature has shed or lost a segment of its tail shell here among the veils looks small enough to sample. Nearing passage. The veils are coming together ahead. I hope this gap will remain open long enough for us to pass through. Veil field. Past the drifting sheets, another pattern of light skirts around the edges of the tangle, a mutual predator to the veils, perhaps. Tangle edge. Gap in the tightly knotted veils leads to the welcoming amber light of another oasis. Well, gotta go get the sample. Zap. Alright, sample. Bell. Tail segment. Well, I don't think there's anything else we can reach. No. Alright, well, through we go. Get zapped more. Alright. Okay. I'm gonna try and go around. See if there's a way up and around. Hopefully. Oh, looks like there is. Okay. Creature remains. Ah. This veil is hung with the husks of its catches, like dark clouds obscuring the starlit sky of its bioluminescence. I think I've already scanned these. Digested remains. Yes, I have scanned these. Yep. Let's get some structure back. Okay. Alright. Cold fire bathers. I'm going to name these cold fire bathers. They seem to be strongly linked to the light of these fans. These wide petal-shaped plants gather in groups and grow in the light of deep-sea fans. Their pollen fills the water around each stem. Glowing fan. This fan shimmers with waves of cold fire, bathing the surrounding oasis in warm light. Fright fan. Unlike the bloom fans, these deep water variants are covered with a translucent sheath of mucus which protects their delicate spines. I'm gonna use that to heal up. Go grab a sample. Oh good, I've got 2 fan sheets, so I can eat one of those if I need to. Oh, deep oasis. Another garden of creatures rooted into a dark basalt shelf. Welcome break from the intensity of the veil field. Which I might actually use one of those if there's 2 samples here. Living outcrop. Tiny creatures crawl silently along layers of dark rock, leaving behind small, strange marks in the shallow silt piles. So many directions. Okay, there are 2 here. Deep pollen. Ah, it's more of the pollen. Ooh. Complex creature. It's hard to tell if this is a colonial creature or a single individual. Whichever it is, we should keep our distance to avoid those tentacles. Basalt shelf. The veils seem to sit away from these basalt shelves, preferring to seed themselves in the silty dark between rocks. Bare outcrop. Side of the outcrop where the warm light of the fan does not reach, is absent of life. Let's check this side. Small burrow. Ooh, sample candidate. At the edge of the outcrop, in the light sand slope, a shallow burrow leads down. Eggs glint within. We could sample them here. Could we now? Just use that. We can grab this sample. Neat. Salt pillar object. Fast creature. These creatures seem to follow the same routes back and forth through the veils. Why do they limit themselves to these pathways? Salt pillar. At the northernmost tip of this outcrop, a dark pillar rises up. Its stacked layers edged with pale silt. Dope. Abyssal sail shell. Small dark creature with a large translucent tail. Calling these abyssal sail shells, those wide tail plates are instantly recognizable. Small dark creature with a large translucent tail shell that allows it to rapidly move through the water, navigating the veil tangles safely. Ovular growths. Oh. These pale pulsing creatures have noticeable growths budding off from their central form. We could sample them here. Alright. You just burn that, and we'll go over there. Just burn that because I don't need all that pollen. This will be more useful anyway. Alright. Okay. Veil field. Away from the outcrops, the veils claim what territory they can. This field is the largest I've seen, wandering away into the deep. Okay, so we do have to go this way. Shelf edge. As the basalt shelf sinks back into the silt of the ocean, the ocean floor falls away into a huge field of glittering veils. Great. Veil loop. A group of looped veils output the same pattern in an ornate game of call and response. Missed the scan. Are they communicating with each other? Hopefully that one will come back. I can scan it. Oh no, it's that one. I'm gonna go to this one, see if there's a way through that doesn't require me to get zapped. There we go. Veil gap. Split in the veils leads into their ornate interior. Navigating this huge tangle will be a struggle. Great. Great, great, great. Okay, so I'm trying to get up here. Veil clearing. Okay. Deep orrery. An ornate creature that casts a net-like arrangement of tentacles. All these orbiting polyps and strings, I am naming this creature the Deep Orrery. Arrangement of tentacles and polyps to shock passing prey into submission. Veil field. Middle point of the tangle, it is impossible to see beyond the glimmering walls of the ocean beyond. Twisting passage. Here the walls of veils come in close, turning away from the core of the tangle at strange angles. Alright, we're gonna try this. Hopefully this takes us where we want to go. Mirrored veils. The veils on each side are mimicking each other, both in shape and pattern. Pulsing lights, playing a mirror game. Veil field. Curving walls lead to another gap in the tangle, filled with light and movement. Veil waste pile. Bodies of creatures that were trapped in the veils lie piled in the silt. Veils must pass them here from tangle to tangle. Volcanic shelf. Large basalt pillar sits on the shelf, dark skin textured by the lights of the nearby tangle. Cold fire fan. Call these cold fire fans after those mesmerizing flame-like pulses. Filter feeding fans that beneath a mucus sheath pulse with warm light, often surrounded by other creatures benefiting from their glow. Deep Oasis sample candidate. The glow of an amber fan and soft shapes petal audience can be seen just behind the black rock. I don't think I have any... Oh, I guess I do have some of these other ones I can use up. What do these give? Oh, okay. The Avoid Bud gives fuel. Salt Outcrop. Far side of the Veil field, this outcrop sits silently dappled with warm pockets of life. Let's go check this sample. What are we sampling? Deep pollen. Deep pollen. Okay, I'm gonna leave it. I don't need the deep pollen. Oh, wait. No. Iraq. I meant to ping down here. Ping. Glowing fan. Shielded from the veils by the salt belly of this fan hosts a small colony of petals. Their spores speckled across the sheath. Okay, so it's more petal spores. Oh, fan sheath. Okay. I think I already have a fan sheath. Yeah, fan sheath. Okay. I suppose a fan sheath would be more useful than additional pollen. So... yeah, let's grab the fan sheath. Since I'm taking more fuel damage out of this than anything. Exposed roots. Petals here have had their roots dug up by some creature. We could take a sample of them. Okay. Okay. Well. Okay. Neat. Right tangle. Little gales have formed a close perimeter around the outcrop. Seem to be keeping their distance. Ovular growths. Tip of the shell, fed by a soft current. Creatures pump moving water around the outcrop. Is this why the veils stay away? Probably. Ah, I gotta go this way. Tangle gap. Gap between tangles allows passage further down the slope. So we gotta go this way and up, probably. Veil clearing. Another clearing in the field surrounded by possible routes. Go through and past the flickering veils. And to check what these samples are. Ah, we've got more ads. Dang it. No, no, wrong button. Blasted game. Oh well, we shall be right back with more of this in a little bit. Don't go away, we'll be right back shortly. Alright, and we're back. So, we need to actually just go this way. Now that we've, like, zapped ourselves unnecessarily a couple of times. Really? Man, screw you, game. Okay. Clear water. Tangle is behind us now, leaving only the dark of the deep ocean ahead. Alright. Tangle edge. The veils thin out, last of their light falling across the sandy slope as it descends. Slope continues its irresistible descent towards the distant abyssal plane. Rock shelf. Another shelf appears out of the dark, but nowhere on its surface can I see the warm glow of a fan. What do I have duplicates of this? 20%. It's better than nothing. Salt outcrop. Unlike the other outcrops, this one is free of life. Is proximity to the veils vital for the other colonies' coexistence? Dark water. Outside the reach of the veils, dark cool water is a welcome change from the incoherent patterns of lights. Oh, the ROV. I'm gonna go check over here real quick. See if there's anything over here, and then go check the ROV. Seem to be through. No more veils ahead. Okay. Okay, we gotta go check the ROV, and then it'll probably send us over here anyway. Here, in the middle of the outcrop, an ROV. Either that or it'll send us north. Someone was carrying a supply cache too. We can recharge and refill our oxygen. Let's access its map. Open up the terminal when you're ready. Alright. Map data. Seems like this ROV was disabled by the veils, like the other one. This can't be right. Mapping scans report a large physical anomaly just north of here. From the data, it looks like a structure. That's impossible. Maybe the veils fried the sensors. Either way, we should go check it out. Okay, so we're heading north instead of south of the ROV. Shelf edge. Past the shelf, there is only the dark of the descending slope. Alright. Well, I'm gonna go check this real quick. I don't really have sample space, so maybe I should just go... This is another island down here. Clear water. Last veil, the dark returns. Ah, yep, more veils. Large tangle object. Where the veils intersect, strips of bioluminescent flower, creating bright folds in their gossamer material. I think this is probably just another path you can end up through. Like he ended up coming through here instead of over there. Alright. Nothing here but the silt flickering in the suit's headlamps. Alright. Angular rocks. Some strangely geometric rocks sit in the dark. What are these formations? Unknown structure. A huge flat structure bedded into the seafloor. Could Mene have built this? Maybe? Probably not. What are we looking at here? There appears to be some kind of shaft cut into the bedrock. I can't see the bottom. Who made this? It looks like it's been here far longer than anything else. Dark shaft. A yawning black shaft that descends into the seafloor. An anomaly that must be solved. Okay. We shall go solve it. Down! We descend. Nothing. We continue to descend. Open shaft. The suit's lamps reveal two dark holes on opposite sides of the shaft. Torn edges, thick with crimson rust. Collapsed room. The compartment is filled with sand and rock, which looks to have entered through the collapsed ceiling. Okay. Shadowed corridor. The bent entryway bulges inward like the interior corridor of some huge creature's distended body. Ooh, stuff in here. Pale polyp. This almost motionless polyp, its waving cilia is anchored to the metal plating. These pale creatures are scraping patterns into the walls. What are they? Let's see what we can find out. Its pale flesh is drained of color. Sand-choked room. Sand drifts soften the metal room. On the far wall, strange spirals glint in the headlamps as a pale creature obsessively traces their patterns. Okay. Continue downward. Down we go. Nothing. Okay. Oh, there's something over there. Down we go. Entry seal. Huge round doorway, sealed by a thin metal security iris, the plates of which are furred with orange rust. Torch available. It's some kind of facility. What's happening down here? Why would someone bury this place so deep? We have to get inside. Use the torch to cut through the seal. Fire it up. Alright, cut our way through. Breached corridor. Sand and rock fills one side of the access-way. Dark holes in the walls and ceiling reveal layers of eaten-away piping and ducts. Entry hall. Beyond the doorway, a vast dark space opens out in the rock, filled with the skeletal remains of rusted machines. Let me guess. Oh, what happened to our interface? That seems bad. Red sediment. The water is filled with red flakes, catching in the lamps from the walls. Rusticles hang in lumpen garlands. This place is huge. How the hell is it built down here? There's very little oxygen for the rebreather to cycle here, so we are running on reserves. Let's move. Alright. Ruined hall. Once a loading bay or vehicle hangar, this domed atrium is now dark and distorted. Its huge sand drifts, hiding piles of oxidizing metal. rusted platform. Above, a huge shelf lurches out of the curved roof of the bay, its underside hung with globular orange spines. Derelict vehicle. The eaten-away frame of a vehicle lies outside the lock, the canopy twisted open and fused in place. Alright. Arcology entry. A large open lock leads into the depths of what appears to be a corporate arcology. What secrets have been buried in this place? Open lock. Both doors of the massive main lock sit open. Entire arcology must be flooded. Derelict buildings. Feature. The main volume of the arcology is broken up by low buildings, partitioned away from the space. Are these offices? Homes? Vast volume of the arcology lies ahead, piled with rock and sand, drowned in this dark ocean. User X Otero dive recorder. Massive breach. Life support will fail in 2 hours. Is there anyone from Baikal in this channel? Please respond. Those are Baikal markings. What was an Exoplanet Extraction Corp doing here? I worked for Baikal. Mine worked for Baikal. They built this suit. They built the base. They mine exoplanets, skim helium from gas giants, help drive forward humanity's expansion. If they'd discovered life, we would have known. Everyone would have known, unless something happened here, something they didn't want anyone to know about. Right spirals. Metal walls of this passage are etched with strange spiral patterns. What made these? Some glisten with a thick mucus. Oh, sample available. What does this add? Oxygen. Mucus bubble. That's also oxygen. Alright. Sample some stuff. What are these? Spiral secretions. Pale polyp. Scans suggest the creature is eroding the surface below through its cilia, absorbing nutrients from the oxidizing metal. Okay. Narrow passage. At the end? No. Building entry. Thought of this building has been torn away. The rough shapes of metal, furniture, and tools lie in the sand. User E. Harrison. Deep retrieval needs more repairs. HA, they need to stop pushing so hard. The artificers aren't going anywhere. Great desk. Distinct shape of a metal desk lies half buried, its surface blurred by the thick coating of silt. Breached wall. The metal walls are buckled by pressure and corrosion, leaving a large wound in the side of this compartment. Okay, anything here? Yep, another thing. Download. These are H. Albright. Dive recorder. Stay again? Constantine did what? Jesus Christ. Harrison, Site 2 is breached. Power is spiking. And... the entire corner of the room is piled with tons of rock and sand, leading to a gaping hole in the arcology ceiling above. Fused machines. The angular shapes of heavy machinery are everywhere. Delicate parts fused by corrosion into complex, thick-veined patterns. Okay. Machine room. Lines of fabricators and machines. Guess this was some sort of machine room for the repair and maintenance of the arcology. Silt-choked entry. Loose wires hanging across the doorway, clumped with fragile lumps of silt like tumorous growths. Transporter. Automated transport sled loaded with crushed storage cases juts unevenly out of the sand. Blocked passage. Passage to the northwestern part of the arcology is blocked. Huge rock slide with boulders strewn across the concourse. Sandy clearing. In all directions, huge sand drifts shine in the dark among them. The shapes of crippled buildings resemble the remains of a deserted city. Hard coral. Oh, earth-born corals. These polyps build environments themselves through the calcareous material deposited as their skeletons. Great. I think I already read this one. Yeah. Okay. Sealed alleyway. An alleyway cuts between piles of sand and loose rocks, sealed up with a security iris after the breach. Another security iris. That's annoying. Gotta run the torch. I am not going to have enough stuff to do this whole thing, I think. Yeah. Not if they keep sending me after stuff like this. Decrypting. Site 2 is silent and there's nothing from the Ophilos. Site 1 is off the grid. Where are the rescue teams? At a sharp angle, the wall here is coming away from the floor, leaving a sharp-edged opening into the room behind. Break room. The tables, distorted rows of chairs. This had to be where they ate, where they spoke. How many lived here? Scattered seats. Chairs lie in disarray. What happened here? Was it sudden or a slow creeping realization that everything was about to end? Dreading. Ophilos is going down. And what are they doing to my ship? They're leaving now. Work boots. A pair of work boots lie quietly in the corner, overflowing with silt. Peeled polyp. The polyp's flesh recoils at the barest hint of pressure, but no further movement or response occurs. These are G. Jones. Nothing from the Ophilos. Their feed just cut out. We're being erased here. Baikal is pulling the plug. These are Kamikami. Disobedience will be reported. Consider your next action carefully. Damn it, Koji. We're dead and buried here. Heavy drift. Sand slopes down over the tables and chairs. Breach in the wall. It's hard not to imagine witnessing the breach. Were these gaps smashed through when the arcology was breached, or are they part of the slow process of rust and decay? I'm running out of power and oxygen. I think I've already scanned these. Yeah. Let's fill up our oxygen. Pale polyp, and etched across the surface representing the polyp's path of movement, rate of an inch per week. Slow mason. Call these slow masons for their careful glacial etching into the arcology's walls. They are hypnotic. Slow, colorless polyps found inside the arcology ruins trace spirals across the metal remains of the facility feeding off of it. This corridor. The metal plates here are marked with elaborate spiraling patterns. Their markers, ghostly polyps, scrape back and forth, adding to their work. This better be a sample down here. Sample candidate, bright spirals. Walls glisten with a thick secretion left by a polyp. Retracing the same pattern over and over, we can sample this thick mucus. Okay, good. I need that sample. I need these. All three, if I can get them. Oh, we're full. Okay. Alright. Crushed room. Remains of a workshop or office flooded with sand and rock, twisted metal plating hanging from the bent frames. Is there another thing in here? No. Bent desk, metal desk, pushed against the sand drift, a Baikal branded mug. It's a pile of rotting paper from drifting away. Sand has filled this corridor, which looks to have led back into the entry hall. The breach must have been catastrophic. Okay. We go here and check. But I don't think there's anything here. Oh, there is. Okay. Stuff. These are K. Saruda. KT, no one is coming to dig us out. Constantine has cost us everything. KT, the entry hall just breached. This is it. Alright, I gotta move. Alright, well, we're moving quick. Restroom. I'm going to run out of fuel. Is there F. Galarza? I'm sorry, Isabel, for what we did here. This place isn't a facility, it's a city. How many more died here? Those without dive recorders? Those buried under rock and sand? Makes my skin crawl. User S. Yato. Drive recorder. I'm going to get some shut-eye. First geoengineering shift is in 4 hours. See you in 3. Recorders. One still intact berths, light decomposing clothes, a single glove, a pair of round clouded glasses. Sort of the berths is slid back, revealing the sand-choked beds of the arcology's occupants. User K. Anderson. Okay, you don't know that, Jason. They're going to come for us. No, no one is coming. We both know that. Zero J. Opoli. J.O. I lied to get here, Kai, and now I'm going to pay for it. Okay, what do you mean? This isn't even my real name. Crew berth. Set of overalls lie flat on the berth, wisps of sediment drifting from their openings. Baikal logo is still faintly visible. Okay, well, it can't go that way. Which is not good. I need fuel. Hopefully. Ah, I can go from this one. This is going to be pushing it close on my stuff. Sand drifts. Behind the crew quarters, huge pipes sit against the wall, surrounded by sand. I was powering this place when it was in operation. Hopefully there's an exit on the other side, because otherwise I'm going to have to start eating some of these samples, and I really don't want to. Huge pipes. Are these supplying the power for the arcology? Perhaps a geothermal plant buried deep below? Wide tunnel to the northern part of the archaeology is completely collapsed. Is there anything left under all those tons of rock? Yeah, because getting out of here I'm gonna need to move, like, a lot of travel. Rain coral. Earth-originating species of coral from the families Mysidae and Merlinidae. They feed through both photosynthesis and filtering. Shattered atrium. Octagonal atrium was clearly once lined with glass and filled with water, an aquarium at the heart of the facility. Broken pipe. This pipe, now filled with sand, looks like it exploded outwards, taking glass atrium wall with it. Are those corals? They must have brought them from the ocean reserves on Earth. Sample candidate of glowing fan. Alright. Derelict atrium reaches upwards at sculpted rock. Towers rising into the dark. Oh, what is it? Oh, we can use this to leave. Okay. Okay. Good, because I'm gonna need an exit. And sheath. Oh, another one. Good, 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 good. Corroded gap. Ragged split in the atrium wall is lined with rust, leading through into dark, particle-choked corridors. Decorative docks. Basalt towers brought from the slopes above to decorate the aquarium. Reminder for the occupants of the ocean above their heads. Buried office. Prime view of the atrium. This had to be the office of someone. Okay. Well, I can eat this for oxygen. Ah, thought so. Recording. Decrypting. I understand, sir. No, we are prepared to follow erasure protocols. The site is already sealed, with all hands present. To eat this for oxygen. Okay. Sealed crates. Metal boxes sit on powered pallets abandoned mid-transit. What were they moving in and out of this place? Cave in. Rock and sand covers the rusted metal of the archaeology so completely that it's hard to know where the facility ends and caves begin. You're covered in spiraling patterns. Okay. Ah, more stuff to grab. Good. How many are there? 3? Okay. Go to here. Use that. Grab the last sample. Okay. Here, the collapsing archaeology walls have broken through into an existing cave complex deep beneath the ocean floor. Twisting passage. The caves lead away from the bulk of the archaeology, driving themselves through the solid rock of the planet's crust. Sand filling this tunnel turns into a dark horizontal slit. I can detect a current running into it. How deep do these caves lead? Etched passage. The spirals here similar and more interwoven than elsewhere in the archaeology. Layer after layer forms a patina of circular marks. Ancient passages. These caves look ancient and deep. Is this where the creatures now inside the archaeology came from? Did the breach release them? It A large molted skin is piled in the corner of the cave. Fragments of it drifting away across the sand. What creature left this here? Okay, I'm gonna go there. There's more of the same thing? There is, okay. Okay. Let's go down here. Alright, well that's the caves, so I need to go up into the, need to go up into the archaeology, I guess. Up into the archaeology dome. Up we go. So much stuff. Upper archaeology feature 8 broken windows. Stare out of the atrium into the upper floors where white paneled walls resist the rust. Top of the basalt pillar, a miniature statue of a Baikal suit stands heroically. What was this? What is this place? Struts supporting the window have corroded away, and their uncoated metal now furred with rust. The aquarium glass of the atrium is shattered, leaving only glinting shards. You have orange rust-stained silt. Hey, Bendak. I'm sure this is just a standard security drill, Mr. Fidanza. We will be able to return you to the other shareholders shortly. Financial implications are massive. We have never even come close to achieving this level of computation before. Seating area. Around the atrium, some of these seating areas remain flooded with sand. It's easy to imagine lab techs meeting here on their lunch. The ceiling has given way above the lab's second entrance, filling it with rock and sand. This whole facility destroyed, buried, erased. This is what Mine was looking for in the deep of the ocean? How did she even know it was here? I feel like I'm swimming through other people's secrets. Because you are. Biohazard boxes. Transporters, let's load biohazard containers in a faded but unmistakable neon yellow. What is happening here? Here, collapsed corridor. Buried lab. The entirety of this room is lost beneath layers of sand. There's a metal frame like bench broke ribs poke out of the drift. I don't know how I'm gonna actually get out of here, frankly. I don't, at the moment, think I have enough material to get out. These yellow containers shine brightly in the suit's lamps. Streaks of rocks along their sides show they have sealed with time. Security iris. Guns barrier sealed by the emergency override. Ecology was breached. mean, guess we can torch it. Upper entry hall. Ceiling of the entry hall is partially collapsed. Squared work of girders bent and rusted. Platform. Choked hall stretches out in the dark below. Wrecks and rocks lie in the shadows of the sill. Oh, is this how we get out? Oh no, we go back. Oh, this takes us... Okay. Back down to the entry hall. Alright, I guess. Yeah, okay, so this is our exit. Yeah, this is our exit. Alright. Cool. Alright, I'm less worried now. Okay. I mean, I'm still gonna have to eat some of my good samples that I wanted to save, but whatever. Whatever, game. Cave in. Broken panels. Right, tell one for the other. Was this cave here before with the breach? Don't think so. Oh. Samples? Samples. Give me samples, I need them. Mucus bubble. I mean, it's oxygen, but sure. I need fuel more than oxygen at this point, game. I'm running very low on fuel. Okay. Broken wall. Yeah, I'm gonna have to burn something here for fuel. Probably several somethings. Mineral skeletons. Ornate geometric skeletons like those found in the Bloom. They called them artificers. What are they doing down here? I mean, if they are actual artificers, then I can totally... Artificer skeletons, they were using them, harvesting them. Equipment here, they were building something, slicing and etching the artificer skeletons. But what? Can these geodesic spheres really be valuable enough to build a whole arcology around? And then to bury it? They're oxygen, which is annoying. I need fuel. I need fuel really badly. Needed eggs. I don't want to... Those are oxygen. Those are very little fuel. Fan sheath is a lot of fuel. Well, I can keep... Actually, let's see. This is a lot of oxygen. Sure, I'll do that and I'll grab this other one. And we'll keep moving. Because I've still got fuel, so I may find something else that can be used for fuel. Protect the specimens. These skeletons alone are able to correlate millions of qubits. They're irreplaceable. We have to power down. If the shielding is breached, it could blow out the whole facility. Start shut down now. Alright. Workstation. Sealed cup still sit on the surface. Stylus is buried in layers of silver silt. Hardware corroded into lumpen piles. Atomic etcher. computing lab. All these machines are for hardware fabrication. Ugh, yeah, my fuel is not doing well. Lab locks. Why didn't these close when the arcology was breached? They opened afterwards? The lockdown overriden somewhere? Lab entry. Okay, so we just got this side to check out. And then we gotta get out. I think I have enough fuel to do, hopefully. Assuming this isn't too large and there's maybe some fuel in there. Burden Labs. Huge entryway suggests this is the complex's main lab. Faded Baikal markings explain procedures for entry and decontamination. Okay. Security iris. Oh, we gotta burn another iris. That's bad. Broken glass. Okay. Well, if I burn this, I definitely have to find fuel inside. To get out of here. Okay. Or I'm gonna have to eat some of my samples, but oh well. Shattered doorway. Let's go check out this lab. Oh, yeah, it's beeping at us. Ruined fabricator. This looks like a suit fabricator, but retooled to build large-scale machinery. Its buckled plates reveal a crimson interior fused with rust. Okay. These are L. Bossmans. The artificers, with them we could rewrite life as we wish. We could rewrite it to endure, Lucas, to surpass us. Suitcases. Like blocky coffins, these containers are still used by Baikal to ship their suits to active facilities. These are empty. Programming lab. Is there El Fiorentini? Take the suit, Akari. Stop arguing. Without you, this project is dead anyway. Oki needs to survive. Ainamura. My little Mine, I'm sorry to leave you all alone, and sing a little for your mother. It's so quiet here. Baikal workstation. A lightweight lab suit sits propped in a chair. Sediment drifts from gashes in the soft material. Hollow sockets in the helmet faceplate. Suit is tagged Akari Nomura. I don't understand. How? It's impossible. It's her. It's Mine's mother. This is why Mine came here. She was looking for her mother. She has been here a long time, decades. Has Mine been looking for her all this time? God, Mine, why didn't you say something? Anything. I can't... Give me a minute. I would, but we don't have a minute. Akari Nomura's lab. Lab is ripped apart, plates buckled outwards, massive coolant pipes breached, twisted metal now browned with age. Died for story, yeah. Maybe. What do we have here? Baikal casing. Long yellow cylinder marked with turquoise glyphs, identical to the casing mounted on the back of this suit, our suit. The same cylindrical casing as the one mounted on this suit. Same casing that houses you. Akari was building this, building it from artificers, building it with the machines in this arcology. She was building you. This is you. One of you, at least. A draft, an earlier version, a prototype. Akari is your mother, your creator. Did you know this? Did you know about any of this? Nope. Then you forgot? You malfunctioned? Oh, I can't think. We need to go. I don't want to be here anymore, please. Well, I mean, I'm gonna try to get out. If I have to, I guess I can burn some of my samples. I was hoping to avoid it, but it doesn't look like I'm gonna be able to. How's this one? Already read this one? Yeah, I already read that one. Student's amnesia, yeah. Actually, can I get out from here? Maybe I can get out from here. Yeah, I get out from here. Shortcut. Across the middle. Yeah, I'm gonna have to eat some samples. Yep, definitely have to eat some samples. What does this give? Yeah, I'll eat the fan sheath. Okay, I can get more fan sheets. They're probably easier to get. They're from the outside anyway. Okay. Oh, I missed these ones. Okay. Sir K-ROM dive recorder. We owe the artificers nothing. We can't even prove their sentience. They're a material one Baikal has every right to exploit. Yeah, I don't think so. Sanddrift, alright. Okay, go this way, and then we go down, and we go out. Okay. Oh, and I have extra oxygen too, so I can... Whoop. Alright. It's a little annoying that I had to use all of that for fuel, but whatever. We can get out of here. Surviving to the exit is more important. Alright. Down we go. Okay, we're not draining oxygen anymore. Now we just gotta go up and not run out of fuel. So we should be able to get out of here. We are out. I don't know what to say. Still in range of the ROV on the slopes. Call for pickup. Let's go home. Right. You're back. I'm down in medical. I disabled the quarantine. It's beautiful in here. Oki? Is that your name? I like it, despite the history. Listen, don't know what you were thinking right now, but I wanted to say, I trust you. I don't know what you knew about the archaeology, about Baikal's history on this planet. Even your own history. But I do know that you helped me, you protected me, you guided me. I owe you for that, no matter where you came from. You didn't choose to be created, like any of us, but this place is your home. You were made from pieces of this ocean, from pieces of its past, at least. I'm learning not to be afraid of the past. I'm not afraid of her either, of Mine, if that is her name now. I think she must have found something among those skeletons in the bloom, something truly alien. It changed her, it continues to change her, but perhaps that is what is needed. Change. I found something I think you need to hear. Been going through the archaeology data, and it wasn't the only facility on this planet. There are 2 other sites, 2 other Baikal facilities. We need to find them. Baikal was up to something on this planet, something bigger than just AI research. I don't want to look away. I want to see what Baikal did here with my own eyes. I marked the site's coordinates on the dive map. We should be able to cut our way in. It's not just about Mine anymore. It's about Baikal. It's about what happened here. It's about your history and the weight it carries. I'm ready when you are. Okay, well, I need to unload all of this stuff. I need to scan a bunch of stuff. And then I need to, like, save and call it a night, but yeah. Personal log 6, 2216 Dr. Ellery Vaz. I know you have been reading these. The access logs show someone has been in the file system of my terminal, and well, by process of elimination, it has to be you. I don't mind. In fact, I suppose I have been writing these entries for an imagined audience anyway. Confessions, or maybe just a need to talk. We make a strange trio now. Me, a depressed xenobiologist who can't keep their mouth shut, you, an AI built from the remains of a sentient species, and your sister, Mine, who is now more plant than human. But as far as I can tell, we're the only ones on this planet who have any chance of finding out what happened here. I think I'm starting to understand why Mine called me here. It was because she trusted me not to give up, not to let this go. Let's not disappoint her. Hey. Okay. Lab. Taxonomy of a whole bunch of stuff. Slow masons. Abyssal sail shells, cold fire fans, water bulb, deep orrery, cold fire breathers. Alright, I need to scan a ton of stuff. Oh, the slow mason molted skin. Alright. Slow mason taxonomy entry. Abyssal sail shell taxonomy entry. Water bulb taxonomy. Multiple taxonomy entries updated. Nice. Cold fire bathers taxonomy entry, and multiple taxonomies updated. Cool. Slow mason. Behavior. Analysis of the patterns secreted by the slow mason suggests something close to rudimentary communication. There are repeated motifs created by multiple members of the species, unlikely to have emerged simply from their natural movement and feeding patterns. At their slow pace, it would take an extensive amount of time to determine and prove a correlation between rhythmic alterations in the pattern and events faced by the polyps. Whether they represent warnings, a form of social engagement, or markers of potential nutrient sources remains unclear, but how are these patterns perceived by their masons? Without any obvious eyes, they cannot see them. But perhaps, like Braille, these secretions are read by touch alone. Theories. Analysis of the strange molted skin I found in the archaeology caves shows it is clearly formed from the flesh of slow masons. Within the tissue, the bodies of multiple polyps have knitted together over the span of decades, forming one larger communal layer. May have provided protection, or perhaps it was the birthing sac for some larger unknown form. Shed skin can represent evidence of renewal or transformation. Perhaps the polyps are not mature, but are a larval stage of the species, with each member unknitting to form a larger being. As of yet, I have found no trace of this matured form of mason, but the cave networks of the ocean floor could hide many creatures that could easily evade discovery. Huh. Missile sail shell. I should probably save all of this anyway. But yeah, so that we have ads. I'm gonna let the ads run and then I'm gonna call it. But yeah, she'll be back in a couple of minutes. Yeah, be right back in a little bit. back. And by back, I mean we're back so we can call it a night. But yeah, so that has been more of In Other Waters. Next stream should be sometime in the next couple of days. I'm not sure if we'll finish this up next time. We might. It feels like we're getting close to the end. But yeah. So, once again, thanks all for watching, and have a good rest of your day. And or night, everybody.